it is finally here! The A2 locomotive has been upgraded. Now this, if you guys recall, a bit ago, I did a video where I had a look at some of my old steam locomotives, the K-Class, J-Class, A2986, and I believe Heavy Harry. Now those locomotives have actually all been updated. Heavy Harry, K, J, I believe, yeah, those are it. But one locomotive that remained unfinished was the A2 class. Now, if you have a look here, you can see the A2 locomotive actually has been updated, except for the tender. So yeah, apart from the tender. But other than that, the A2 locomotive has been updated. Now, the tender has been updated on the computer program, but not quite in real life. As you can see, that's still the old original design. And you can already see the massive difference between the new and improved height and the old height, where the tender is literally almost the same height as the A2 class's cab, where before that used to be probably like a brick maybe, and like a plate or two lower than the actual A2's cab height originally. But now, since it's been lowered, the tender's almost the same height. So yeah, in today's episode we're going to be talking about the A2 class, Lego Train Renovations episode 6. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so one of the first things I had to change with the A2 class was I had to get the cab here and completely demolish it. The cab was completely gone because it was so badly designed that it just needed to be completely redone. In the bottom section of the cab, I actually had to use brackets, and it leaves you just enough room so that the wheels can still run underneath the cab. I'll have to see if I can get a better view. So, I've got the A2 here. You can't really see anything there actually, but there are some brackets, and you can see the wheel just has enough room to rotate freely, with that connecting rod just barely missing the cab there. And we also have a look at the new and improved cab details too of the A2 class. So, as you can see, the A2 class has a brand new cab interior. Looks quite nice indeed. A lot more accurate to like a real cab interior of the A2 class. Then next we added more accurate details to the A2 class, just like the real one. Instead of just random bits of studs like this all over the running board, it's more accurate detail in terms of where this bit would be. Then you would have this, which is connected by like a little wire or bar that goes into that. And eventually when we get the pieces for the connecting rods, they will attach to there and they'll become pistons. You can see the nice cool upside down sloped bit here. The boiler actually isn't round underneath, just like the real one, but that was the same thing on the old design too. But the boiler was higher above the running board. So if we have a look, I'll get the A2's front. You can see the boiler goes all the way down, like you see it curves and stops at the running board. See, it's still got the steam rail. The other side we have the water pumps, I believe that's what they're called, and you can see a little bit underneath the A2 class at the front how all that kind of works. So yeah, pretty cool how the upgrade turned out, and the A2 class looks quite nice. So I actually did not think I had the pieces to do this change to the A2 class, but I surprisingly did have enough, along with the J class as well, believe it or not, that new cheese slope boiler, which was very difficult to design. I also just barely had enough pieces for that too. The J class used up all of my 1x2 black cheese slopes, which you can see a cheese slope there, that's a cheese slope, but imagine that double long instead of a single. So yeah, and you want to see what the tender would look like on the computer, well, here it is. So I've got the computer here, because this is a little bit more of a better view of the tender. So, you can see the tender has completely brand new bogie designs, which looks a lot nicer. They're a little bit longer than the old original bogies. As you can see, that's where the tender height would be on the Lego one once I add that to real life. You can see the top of the tender actually slopes down at the back, dips inwards, or downwards basically. Got to add that to the real A2 class. And you can see the back of the tender with all the details and the new and improved magnet coupling, along with a new way to attach the train from the front end to the tender, or the back end to the tender, instead of using magnet couplings. So you can actually save these for other bits of the trains, because attachment between the two trains, you don't really want to have buffers, but if you have another different coupling, then you can save magnets, so you don't have to purchase so many magnets, because magnets actually can be quite expensive. A lot more expensive than just a simple new way to connect a steam engine's cab to the tender. And we can get a little bit more of a better view with the A2's cab, as you can see. I also did not think I had this piece either in real life, but I did, surprisingly. And you can see the wheels have been cut off, but they still rotate, which is amazing. Sideways building technique was used for the cab in order to get the windows to look like that. Same thing on real life. I just had to use the dark smoky windows because I didn't have the 1x2 plates in transparent clear. So I just had them in brown, like dark kind of smoky clear. So yeah. A new dome was constructed for the A2 class as well. So that was like put upside down, so then you get an upside down slope piece. And the running board is actually split into two sections. So you got a really long plate going here, and then the rest of the plate going all the way there. Attached at the bottom, I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's little like circle plates. You might be able to see that. But yeah, they're just thin enough that you can barely even see them. But in order to keep the running board together, such if I get my torch, you can see there's actually tiles there. The back also has been curved too, the back of the boiler to the cab, just like the real A2 class. So yeah, that's been all curved. And let's have a look at the other side of the A2 class. So the other side is not too much different. We got kind of like a little ladder piece there, more accurate details in the top section, and we also got like a little circle bit there. And unfortunately I didn't have another one of these in black, so it's too long. I had to put it this way because if it was too long that way it would end up colliding with that. So yeah, I kind of just had to do with what I had, because mind you, there's still been no new pieces purchased this year, I believe. So I just had to see what pieces I had, and I was able to do this, and I have a lot of black, which is good. Same thing with the J-Class update. But also with all my other train updates, like lowering them in height and all that stuff, it's really helped save up all those pieces I need in order to make this a reality. So yeah. So the new front was designed, the boiler was dipped downwards a little bit more for the running board, and just overall a lot more accurate to the real A2 class. So yeah, a lot of things actually have changed towards the A2 class. I might end up using pictures throughout this video to show those changes a little bit better. But yeah, now the A2 locomotive has been updated and is up to date with the R-Class locomotive in terms of standards. So I'm really happy with the way the A2 looks now. There are a few pieces I don't have. Like you can see the ladder. I'd have another one of these bricks going on the bottom bit there, but I didn't have one at the time. And you can kind of see, let me get that. You can see a new way to couple the cab to the tender, which eventually I'll upgrade the tender in real life. But yeah, the A2 class has been updated in real life and on the computer, most importantly. So that's pretty much all the changes that have happened to the A2 class. And I am quite happy indeed with how it looked. And most importantly, that I was able to add this upgrade to real life. So yeah, what do you guys think of the new and improved A2 class? Do you like it, hate it? Put your thoughts down below in the comments. And hopefully you guys have all enjoyed this episode. Episode 6, Lego Train Renovations. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys all next time.